Bold for Christ YouTube channel here. Um, why I would never vote for Ron DeSantis. I would actually vote out of protest for Biden before I would vote for Ron DeSantis. And the reason is it seems like when there's a liberal in office, the people fight more vigorously. And when there's a conservative, or I should say Republican, in office, people don't fight. They think, oh, yay, we got somebody who's going to save us. We got this great guy. He's going to save us. He's going to do these great things for us. Excuse me. And, they just sit back and they kind of like chill out. And they're like, all right, yeah, he's kicking butt for us. Yeah, go Trump, go Trump. But meanwhile, Trump signed a $6.2 trillion bill, the largest spending bill in the history of the world, not just the history of the United States, the history of the world, okay? And Republicans are supposed to be fiscally conservative, right? And but when they get empowered, they do the worst things, and then there's no one to fight them, right? Because let's face it, the majority of the people are conservative. The vote gets stolen. They rig the voting machines. They rig the vote. I don't know how they do it, but they rig these. Nobody voted for Biden. Okay, nobody voted for Biden. Like a handful of people voted for Biden, and somehow he became president, right? So let's face it, these elections are completely rigged, anyways. But I think it's the best thing for the United States when you get somebody like Biden in there, because then the people fight. On top of that, Ron DeSantis follows the party line. He's not going to step over the party line. He does what the party line says, and that's it, no more. For instance, the party line for Republicans is to be pro-police, right? They don't care how many people are getting killed or being railroaded, being lied about in the court system. They are pro-police, pro-so-called law enforcement, right? When we know this is not the law, this is legislation. They're just basically doing the bidding of politicians, okay? That's not law, okay? Yes, the Bible says we have to abide by man's law, right? But that's not man's law. Man's law is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's the golden rule of life. Don't cause anyone harm, injury, or loss. That's man's law, okay? Don't do something to somebody else you don't want them to do to you. If you do that, you're abiding by man's law, okay? All this legislation says you have to wear a seatbelt, or you have to pay this amount of tax for this, for earning this much money. That's not man's law. That's not God's law. That's legislation. That's politicians' legislation. But Ron DeSantis follows this party line. He doesn't step over it. He's pro-police. Trump was pro-police. If you remember when the whole COVID thing happened, Ron DeSantis shut down entrance into the state of Florida. And he had roadblocks. I got caught at one coming in from Texas. I was actually coming in from Alabama, but I had driven from Texas at the time. And, these tyrants didn't want to let me pass. They wanted to know private information about my health, and they're not even my doctor, right? And, he was part of this, and they wanted your address, where you were going. They wanted you to sign over your rights, that they could send some type of medical professional to your house in the next 2 weeks to check on you. You had to agree to be locked in your home. And of course, if you saw my video, because I had this video and I posted it, they eventually had to let me go because I wasn't going to take their crap from them. So another thing, Ron DeSantis, he is a supposed conservative Republican, right? He had a super majority, the most conservative Republican state Congress in the history of Florida, okay? And he did not put an end to abortion. He lets abortion occur now up until 15 weeks. He doesn't care about it. He can get anything. You remember the Disney bill he got passed, right? We're gonna make Disney a tax-paying company now. Boom, that was done overnight. He told the Republican Congress, I want you to put this in front of me. They put it in front of him. He signed it. It was done so quick. This guy can get anything done he wants in Florida, and he refuses to save the unborn babies. See, the Republican Party line says 15 weeks. You can kill your baby up to 15 weeks and then no later. Even Lindsey Graham, a congressman in, I think it's the Senate, he said, and this is why I'm very happy the Republicans didn't do their landslide victory like they were supposed to, because he said, when the Republicans are in control, we are going to allow abortion up to 15 weeks. We're going to pass a bill making it a national law that abortion will be legal up to 15 weeks. This is the Republican Lindsey Graham. Now, is that the way he worded it? No, he didn't word it like that. He worded it as they were going to put a ban on abortion after 15 weeks, okay? Which is the exact same thing as saying they're going to allow abortion up to 15 weeks. And that's where, the people are just stupid. They think on a third grade level. Even Hitler said that. Now, Hitler said, did not underestimate the stupidity of the people. They think with a mob mentality, like at a third grade level. And Republicans, duh, stupid Republicans. Oh, wow, Lindsey Graham's going to eliminate abortion after 15 weeks. Duh. Really are too stupid to realize Lindsey Graham is making it legal to have an abortion up to 15 weeks, right? So those are the main reasons I would never vote for Ron DeSantis. I mean, does he do some things that are kind of cool? Yeah, I mean, but I don't care about cool. At the end of the day, I care about, do you really care? Do you really love your neighbor? Do you really care about the innocent? Or are you just doing what's right for you to gain votes? All the stuff he did was only to gain votes. It doesn't say gay, right, in the bill, but the no, don't say gay bill. All that was to gain votes, right? And if you really want to focus on that bill, he only made it unlawful for a teacher to teach children about sex up to third grade, which is the same as saying at fourth grade, you can tell them all about that you want, right? So he truly doesn't care about these little children. He's only doing enough. He's only doing enough. He's following the party line. He's not crossing the party line. He's just doing enough to win votes, to make people think he's this great guy. He was a prosecutor. There's no such thing as a good prosecutor. I mean, what has he done to free people that are in prison for menial things? We have, the United States has more people in prison, more of its men in prison than any other country in the world, even communist countries. It's horrible, the things that this country does. And people like him are part of it. They're pro-police. They're part of it. They're pro-abortion up to 15 weeks. This man is not a good man. Yes, he plays the role well. He gets people motivated. They think he's good, but he's not a good man at the end of the day. He's not doing everything he can do. And if you're not doing everything you can do, in my opinion, you're not doing enough. And so you don't warrant my vote. I'd rather see Biden get in there, because at least the people resist and they fight. See, Biden, his mask mandates did nothing, right? His federal mask mandates did nothing because people hated him so much. If DeSantis gets in there, and God forbid the next one be a real panic-demic, it be something for real, he'll enact it. Trust me, he will. He'll enact it. He let parks get shut down in Florida. He let mask mandates take place in Florida, right? Until it became something that was starting to hurt him politically, and then he changed it, right? So don't fall for this dog and pony show, this following the party line. Don't fall for this stuff. Don't vote for DeSantis. You got to quit voting. That's the whole thing. You got to quit voting, because as long as you're voting, you're playing the game. As long as you're playing the game, they have you. You're a slave. Slavery still exists. All right, guys. God bless.